Hello everyone, so today I'm going to talk about intercultural communications dynamics in past lives. The film follows Nora and Haesung's childhood friends that separated by migrations. Their reconnections explore cultural differences, identity, and communications across borders. Nayoung and her family moved to Toronto, adapting to a new language, norms, and identity. Renaming herself from Nayoung to Nora signifies a shift toward Western norm and her evolving identity. At the beginning, Nora seems unable to blend in with her friends at school. 12 years pass. From Toronto, she moved to the US and seemed to have gotten used to her lives. It's showing how time helped with cultural adaptations. In Nora and Haesung's dynamic, we see Hofstede's dimensions in action. Nora reflects individualism from the West, while Haesung embodies Korea's collectivism and power distance in family roles. Nora navigates through circles of English, shifting from Korea's outer circle to the inner circles. English becomes her dominant language. Her struggle to type in Hangul for Haesung, and it shows how identity can split in intercultural experiences. Reuniting with Haesung brings Nora back to her cultural roots. The memory sparks nostalgia and revives her Korean identity. She even starts relearning Hangul, showing how language can reconnect us to our heritage and past. Haesung kept calling her Nayoung as a way to bring Nora back to their childhood memories in Korea. This reinforced their relationship as something permanent even though geographical distance and time have separated them. Nora hugged Haesung when they met. That moment became an important symbol of the cultural differences between them. In Western culture, a hug is a common form of greeting and is considered as expressions of warmth and closeness. Meanwhile, in Korea, bows or handshakes are more typical. Nora, influenced by low-contact Western norms, communicates more openly and directly. She basically says what she wants to say, and Haesung, on the other hand, uses high-context communications. She uses more hints and subtle ways to express his feelings. Culture, Inyeon refers to the idea of faithful of connections. Nora introduced this concept to Arthur, showing how she blends her Korean values into their relationships. By sharing Inyeon, Nora demonstrates her ability to connect her cultural belief with someone from a different background. Nora remarks that Haesung's life reflects typical Korean societal expectations. Haesung embodies traditional Korean values like he's still living with his parents, not ready for marriage, and valuing stability. Arthur feels left out when Nora speaks Korean in her sleep, revealing a part of her identity that he cannot access. It highlights how language can create emotional distance in intercultural relationships. Arthur learns Korean to bridge the gap, showing cultural sensitivity and effort. It reflects a willingness to engage in Nora's Korean identity. It demonstrates intercultural competence like respect, openness, and empathy. Mutual respect shown through language choice. Arthur speaks Korean and Haesung speaks English. It reflects adaptability in communications, adjusting to accommodate each other's cultures. It shows how intercultural competence can foster mutual understanding. Haesung often relies on gestures to express his thoughts, is demonstrating how nonverbal communications bridge the gap in intercultural interactions. When language differences can create barrier, gestures becomes a universal tool for connections. Nora acts as linguistic and cultural bridge between other and Haesungs. This dynamics highlights how language can shape power and influence in intercultural relationships. With Nora's ability to translate not just words but also cultural nuances between other and Haesungs. Linguistic barriers can create emotional gaps in relationships. Other feels powerless during conversations dominated by Korean, as he cannot fully participate or understands. This highlights how language differences can lead to feeling of exclusions and frustrations. Haesung's apology and other response shows that empathy is crucial in navigating cultural differences. Both men demonstrate respect for each other's positions in Nora's lives. The story teaches us that empathy, adaptability, and understanding are essentials for successful intercultural communications. Overcoming barriers requires effort and openness from all sides. It's not just about learning new language or customs, but about being willing to see the world from another person's perspective. Past Life masterfully portrays the complexities of intercultural communications. Through identity, language, and cultural differences, it reminds us that mutual respect and connections can transcend borders. Thank you, that's all from me.